On my way to Heart Lake for my daily run, I'm thinking about business tips for the construction worker. There's a tool that I use. It's very inexpensive, very simple. Anybody can do it, and yet it's immensely powerful. 3 words: daily job log, 3-ring binder, one of the 99-cent variety. I like to get the kind that have the plastic sleeve on the outside, and then I print up a page, an 8.5 by 11 page that has my company name at the top, bold, and then I have the owner's name, just the last name, and then I have the job site address, and I slip that into the outer sleeve. A nice font so it looks good, it looks professional. Inside the 3-ring binder are blank 8.5 pages punched so they slip onto the rings. Well, they're not totally blank. They're to be filled in. It's a document that I generated in my word processor, and basically it's prompts to remind me to fill in certain things. To start with, there's a place for the date, a space at the top for weather, just to write in rain, 45 degrees. Lines for the subs and the workers that are working that day. So Bob's Plumbing, rough in. James Electric, rough in. Lines for notes. Now this isn't a detailed journal of everything that's happening. This is one page for one day. It's just a highlight. Down near the bottom, I have visitors. So it's just a line, it says visitors, and I just write in whoever visited the job that day. Now, not the workers. They're listed on kind of what happened for the day. If I had a building inspector come that day, I'd write that in up with who worked. If the homeowners ask to do a change, we want to change the bathroom tile and we need to look at, I just make a note. Owners ask about changing bath tile. One page for every work day. So if the job ends up being, and I just put a stack of blank ones in, if I get low, I'll print up some more and bring and refill. I keep the job log on the job. It stays on the job. All the subs see it. It's amazing how they flip through it and look, and it gives you some credibility to know you're tracking things and that you're organized. In the beginning, if you're doing a new house, I will have it in my truck with me and I'll do my job log in the truck, but as soon as the house is closed in and dried and there's a nice safe place for it, it's inside and the job log is done there. And every day at the end of the day, I just sign it and date it that, you know, I did the job log. If I have a superintendent running a job for me, then he's taking care of, or she's taking care of the job log, doing the signing every day. Signing that, hey, at the end of the day, this is what we did, and I'm saying that, yes, this is what we did. The reason it's powerful, it's loaded with data that you can use in the future. If it took 81 days, you're going to have 81 pages. And you can just flip through it. And I do that through the job. I'll flip back through and it's a reminder of what you did and what you covered and when things happened, what the weather was like. You can look through your jobs as you build up these job logs. You can look through them and see. The other thing I do on the front cover is I describe not only the address of the job, but generally the general scope. So if it's a new one-story house with a daylight basement and a 2-car garage, I'll put that on there. Daylight basement house with 2-car garage. Just kind of what the scope is, what the whole job is in a very brief statement. Kitchen remodel. Kitchen bath remodel, you know, putting in bookcases. And I will note that I don't do job logs for very small jobs. This is not really for the small contractor that comes in and does, you know, say finish carpentry or comes in and does cabinet install. This is for the contractor that runs the whole job and has subcontractors and employees working, you know, for their company. So the data you can mine from this, you have the weather. So you can look and see if jobs take longer. You can look at the weather and see, yeah, when it was, we had like, 2 straight weeks of freezing and snow, and we got this much done. And on the sunny days, we got this much done. So you can look and see when you start jobs, how they're going to impact your schedule, how long it's going to be, and your cost. You can also look at the problems that you ran into. So if you got certain kinds of jobs and you run into similar problems over and over, you start to make note of that. It becomes part of your process of understanding what real job costs are. The biggest advantage of this tool, though, and I've never had to use it for this, but it's the reason I started it, and it was early in my career. Somebody else told me about it in a business class that I took, and it has to do with litigation. Unfortunately, lots and lots of contractors end up in court battles, court fights over the projects they've done. Now, I've never had that happen in all the years, in over 200 houses and over 1,000 remodels, as well as a bunch of smaller projects. Never had an issue with clients. But I think it's because of the organization, because of the communication, because of the job logs, because we're tracking everything and communicating everything, things don't get to that point. But if for some reason you get that client and it's going to end up there, or it does end up in court, I have been told that these job logs, because they're daily, because you've noted the date, the weather, what happened that day, and you signed it and dated it again, documenting each day, that your testimony then, this becomes your testimony, and you can refer back to it, and this is not by memory, and it's not hearsay. At the end of the job, I take that and I scan every page, and then you'll have it. So you don't need to save that book with all those pages unless you want to. I'm not a paper office. I am very into technology. I could certainly do this job log on my tablet and create a document. I've thought about that, but I find that in certain cases, paper is better. So having this document, people can see it, people can flip through it. You're opening it up on the job with a client. They see you filling stuff out. Your subs see it. It's there. People can flip through it. And at the end of the job, after I've scanned it all in another tip, I'll tell you, a lot of the documentation I give to clients on a thumb drive when the job is all done, but that's there with it. It's got the daily job logs. They can always take a look through them. And again, they just see that you're organized. They know you're taking care of stuff. Sometimes in the middle of the project, it's a day, you know what's going on. You think, why do I need to write this down? But it's amazing, a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, when you're flipping through it, you know, that's right, that happened and this and that. And then when you're looking at the whole project and you're building your constants in your business, those things that seem to happen most of the time, they become your constants, and you can factor them into your schedule and into your pricing. And also, if you see things that you can maybe make corrections, that this happens too many times and it's one of those things that it doesn't need to happen, well, that daily job log becomes a way for you to identify those things. You really can't trust your memory and thinking, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to take care of that. This is really a black and white tool that helps you analyze data, know what's going on. This is the second Elemental Business Tip blog. The first one I did was received okay. I had some comments. People really liked it, but it's been over a week and it's had less than 3,000 views. So I'm not sure if I'm going to continue it. I may do 1 or 2 more and just see if it needs to be built up. But if you like it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That helps boost it up in viewability for others. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of them. And share the video with others. This is one of those things that, it doesn't have to be just something that helps you. If it can help the industry, as the industry becomes better, we all benefit. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.